Hey guys, this is Lynn Cube Root on the forums there. Just kind of going over the switch differences from all the discussions we've had on the forums in the past week or so. If you take a look, actually here's the 5-gang panel I've been working on. That's got the single pole, single throw switches. That's red. I've got a couple other colors in here too. Just did this last night, a little bit this morning. I need to kind of work on this some more and get it looking a little better, but here's the wiring for it. It's using a common 12 volt across all the indicators, and the ground is switched. I've got a common ground, and then of course the center pole is what's switched, and you could essentially have this output go to your VPX, but that is the ground for indicator, which lights up. And you can see on this one I've etched this one last night, and that's kind of how that works. But the difference between the APEMs is this. Here, this is an APEM switch cover. That's a generic, and here a gray. And here's one of the black ones that I did about 5 years ago when I was looking at taking over the Rockrack line from Aveo. The contour is a little different on these switches. You can kind of see that this is the APEM, the APEM switch that Aveo used to use in the Rockrack line. You can see the actuator is a little different contours. The biggest part is the actual cover itself. See that? This is your Contura 5 right here. See? There's actually an actuator rod that goes down into the switch body that actually makes the switch contact. And of course the contour is quite different. To kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. This is what one looks like when it's removed. And from here you can see, even though they're the same size and shape, there's no way for this APEM cover, the old Rockrack cover, to work with a Carling switch, because it needs an actuator to go into the actual switch to make the throw. So that's kind of what we've got so far. And I've done a little work on these things. I dug them out of storage. I had them in storage forever. I dug them out the other day and got the switch jig done yesterday. And I'll use that to lay out on my laser. Sorry for the mess. This is my workshop here at the house. That's the guy that does all the work for me. And again, we were looking at doing these things a few years ago, and just never got around to it. We couldn't purchase the line from Aveo. They were pretty stuck on that, and didn't want to sell back then. But the Carlings are actually, I think, a better switch. I should have brought the APEMs up from the shop, but I think the Carlings are a better switch. They have a better throw. They look better in the panel. This is one of those 5 gangs boxes here. I prefer the Carling more than do the APEMs. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to go and start selling the APEMs. They were just hard to get in the United States. They were very expensive. They were about 1.5 times the price of a Carling. Carling had just released a Contura 5, I think, back then, and that's mostly what people were starting to go with. And I think they're just an overall better switch than what the APEMs were using. So I'll probably, if anybody's interested, I'll be glad to do some custom artwork. I think I've got close to 25 or 50 or so of the Carling blanks. And if anybody needs any blanks or any work done for some of the old Rockracks, I've got a bunch of those things too. From where back from, I guess, about 4 or 5 years ago when I first looked at this. But anyways, if you got any questions, give me a shout.